And coming up next, we're going to tell you how you can get the bada bing, bada boom into your advertising and marketing. More on the art of spreading the word right after the break. And welcome back to the program. Now, selling your products through word of mouth instead of advertisement. Now, it's a fresh take on an age-old marketing strategy using the latest technology to spread the word.
Well, the key to this tactic of selling is to draw from the power of influence. And with us today is Ian McKee, CEO of CNA, that is Asia's first agency dedicated to word-of-mouth marketing. So thank you for joining us, Ian.
Thank you for inviting me.
So explain to us more about what are the new elements of word-of-mouth marketing. It is an age-old tactic, so what's different today?
Yeah. Well, that's true. Word of mouth has always happened. It's naturally to share experiences we have with brands, with our friends. What's new today is that there is a strategic approach, a structured approach to managing that. Nielsen report recently announced that a personal recommendation was the thing that influenced us most when we were making a purchasing decision.
Which sort of makes sense, because normally you say, what do your friends think? You know, someone who's bought the same car, you say, hey, what do you think of this? But how do you fabricate that? And just for a moment, you mentioned a survey earlier. We've got some of those results up on screen right now. 78% recommendation from consumers, 63% newspapers. What does this survey tell us?
It tells us that what you hear from your friends has a bigger impact on your purchase decision than anything else, any other media.
Okay, so I hear from my friends, therefore I trust them more, and I would have more impetus to buy a product. How do you come into the picture as an agency?
Well, we have a process, a structured methodology, which identifies ordinary consumers that have an extraordinary ability to influence the market. We call them influencers. They can also be called key opinion leaders.
And so what do you do with them?
Well, first of all, we find them. They're there in every brand's existing customer base. And the next thing we do is engage them in a process. We give them opportunities to experience the product, which gives them a story to tell to their friends.
Right. So this can work for or against the product in a sense, because if they don't like it, they may say, sort of give a negative opinion of the product they tried out. So how can you sort of prevent that? Because you want to promote the product, right?
Yeah, that's true. You can't prevent negative word of mouth. If you've got a poor product, a product disappoints, then people who buy it are going to tell their friends. So that negative word of mouth is going to happen anyway. But with the campaigns that we run, we provide a step in the process that allows the brands to listen to their influencers. So the idea is that the brand can hear that first and has the opportunity to listen, to learn and respond to those people.
Give us an example of something that we might be able to relate to, campaigns that have succeeded in this way that has made such great progress as compared to the conventional methods, and perhaps some campaigns that backfired.
Well, if I use a global example, first of all, of a brand that is almost entirely built through word of mouth, that would be Red Bull. Red Bull does very little advertising, and yet it's created a whole new category. Another product that succeeded very well, almost again entirely through word of mouth, was Apple's iPhone. So we apply those techniques, the same techniques, to products like StarHub's Hub Station and other products that we market for brands like Adobe and Discovery Channel.
Well, one could say those are brands that are more established, people already recognize. I mean, Apple is a big name, and it's kind of got an association with it already. But what if you were working with a smaller, lesser-known brand name? How would you give them that sort of... I mean, maybe people don't want to talk about it because it's not seen as being as cool or as hip.
I think there are always people who are engaged and interested in the things that you do. So the trick is to find those people and engage them. That's a process the marketing people call long-tail marketing these days. So if you're doing something that's niche, I would suggest that the first thing you do is start to blog about it. Blog about how your life is unfolding with that area, and then reach out and find other people who are interested in that category. And then invite them in to share your experiences, share your product, and you'll find that you can amplify that natural recommendation by inviting them to participate with you.
I'm more curious about this group of consumers that you've talked about, special group who are the people known as the influencers. How do you identify them? Who are these people?
They're ordinary people. They're not celebrities. They're the average, everyday consumer. And we identify them with an online survey. So we put our website up and we invite people to come and participate and opt in perhaps to be the first to try something new or to join an exclusive VIP group for that brand. And we find that these people naturally find that. They're interested in engaging with the brand. So they come to the website and they participate.
So your experience has shown you that common people power much far exceeds that of celebrity power?
Yes, much far. We trust our friends more than a celebrity who's paid to endorse something.
That's true. That's true. And that's the best thing. You don't pay these people either. You don't, because you can't in a way. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Correct.
I think I can think of one example just like is the Dove ads in which they use common women, and that strikes a chord much better than if you
But they were still paid.
Celebrity. Yeah, they would pay, but I'm saying, you know, as a consumer.
You know, if you go to a restaurant and your friend says, oh yeah, I've been there, it's really good, I like it, and you know, and you kind of say, oh, okay, because I kind of, you know, understand where she's coming from.
That's true word of mouth.
But again, word of mouth doesn't work on its own. You probably need a whole campaign to support it because you can't, I mean, what if the word of mouth doesn't get around? You can't just rely on that, is that right?
Well, there are three elements to a well-structured word-of-mouth campaign. First is the activated influencers, the people that you recruited to participate. The second thing is that the media of word-of-mouth is a story, something that they can tell to their friends that can be remembered and retold. So you have to develop those stories, find those stories in your product and your brand.
So you develop the stories?
With the influencers. It's a co-creation process.
Question here then. So how do you make sure that everything is authentic and there's no false claims to it? Because when you see advertising online or on the media, you know, there is a disclaimer that tells you something, but when it's word of mouth, holding it's nothing.
The good news here is that friends normally tell the truth to each other. So it's very hard to construct a word-of-mouth campaign that subverts that, unless you start paying them, in which case it isn't word of mouth. So, well, what happens is that some agencies try to buy recommendations the way they've been used to buying advertising. So typically they start paying people to blog, or they start writing fake blogs themselves. And that always gets found out, and the backlash is a very negative thing. So we strongly advise people not to do that.
So I guess at the end of the day, is, you know, really want to produce a good product in the first place, and therefore people will naturally talk about it anyway, you know.
Exactly.
That's the essence.
Well, thank you so much, Ian, for coming in this morning. Our guest this morning, Ian Mackey, CEO of Volcanic. That's a company that specializes in word-of-mouth marketing. And this is Primetime Morning at Challenge Asia. We're taking off for a short break, but stay tuned. So lots more hit. Back in 2 minutes. Thank you.